Let's continue with lib-ass CNN News. I want to hear from my favorite libbed-up guy, dude.
Here's my take. For years now, Europe has been
I love basic Fareed over here. Because the idea of acknowledging that America is completely fucked is something liberals will never do. Trump is wanting
crazy hamburger!
Yeah.
Crazy hamburger!
Yes, he absolutely does. But that's the meme. That's the meme of the snowball effect of fascism. If you do something against the snowball rolling down the hill towards your home, it will lead to your home being burned down. If you don't do anything, it will snowball and be so big, and your home will be destroyed. So no matter what is done at this current stage, one could say that it is too late. Okay? Glitch.
Wonderful. A new child soldier
Glitching right now, baby. Glitching right now. Thank you for your Western tax payment. Thank you very much, baby. Everybody say thank you to our friend Glitch. Thank you for glitching the shit out of us, baby. What was it? 4. We have another Western taxpayer. Thank you very much, Glitch. It is thanks to people like you that I can have this camera. For those of you who are new in the community, I used to have like a shit camera. If you go back to, maybe not last stream I did from a hotel, but now I'm like, ooh, now I'm fancy. Now I'm a 4,000 subscriber Twitch streamer with this camera. Thank you very much to Ultimate Weapon for paying your developing world taxes as well. Thank you very much. All right, 100% gets worse before it gets better. It's going to get a lot. Yeah, it 100% does, unless something magical happens. I'm not going to lie to you. But moments like this of complete chaos are often moments with the greatest amount of potential for leftist organizing, for developing class consciousness, for teaching people that it's always going to be socialism or barbarism, because the contradictions of capitalism always eventually lead to its defensive mode, which is fascism. If you don't want fascism to be a thing that happens time and time and time and time again, you must abolish the current economic and social model. Otherwise, you eventually come to moments of instability that birth fascism, no matter how many times you rinse and repeat, you rinse and repeat, you rinse and repeat. To be anti-capitalist is to be anti-fascist. Do you understand what I'm saying? To simply be only anti-fascist is to cut off the head of the schizophrenic era of capitalism, and that is a very good thing to do. But if you want to cut it at the root, you got to cut it at capitalism. So to be a true anti-fascist is to be an anti-capitalist. Because if you are not an anti-capitalist, but you are an anti-fascist, the only thing you're saying is, let's cauterize the current wound on a diseased body, but keep doing the thing that eventually leads to the body getting diseased.
Subscriber.
Right? You're if you are anti-fascist, this is the Ugopnik doctrine, okay? If you are anti-fascist but not anti-capitalist, you are somebody who is anti-lung tumors, anti-lung cancer, but pro-cigarette. Okay? Make it make sense. Oh, wait, you can't. Okay? You're pro-cigarette, but anti-lung cancer if you're an anti-fascist, but not an anti-capitalist. Thank you, Gustus. Many glorious returns to you as well, baby. Thank you very much. Thank you very, 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 very much. It's like getting a tooth filled without drilling out the rot. Beautifully put, my friend. Beautifully put. I'm anti-fascist, but I like iPhone. You will have all the iPhones. You will have the best iPhone. You will not have to buy a new one every year. Okay? Socialism is when one iPhone upgradable, like PC. That is communism. I still get pissed off that we no longer have Vuvuzela, bro. I mean, maybe we'll still have Vuvuzela depending on the direction the current government takes, but we had one Vuvuzela iPhone 100 Gorillion. Now it's just iPhone 100 Gorillion.
Caricatured as too divided to act, too lethargic.
iPhone, no more like we phone. Okay, no, sorry. That was really bad. I'm very sorry. Jesus, that hurt. Oh my God. You know when it like you feel like you're gonna have a heart attack? It literally hurt me in my heart when I said that. You pičku materinu. We are one sub away from Gamba. You know what happens when we Gamba. You're very welcome to Gamba because all streamers such as myself deserve to be punished. You must take money away from me, and you must give it to the unwashed, unsubscribed masses. Do you understand? You know what to do.
Decide. Too comfortable to think strategically. Yet over the past year, Europe has behaved with a quiet shrewdness that contradicts that stereotype. Faced with an unpredictable United States, it has neither lashed out nor capitulated. Instead, it has adapted.
Thank you, Kriltacular.
When President Trump returned to office and unleashed the country's highest tariffs in nearly a century, many expected Europe to retaliate. A transatlantic
Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
Jesus, stop shouting. Oh my God, bro. Okay, let's take a break from our lukewarm take for Reed to do some Gamba. Gamba has begun. For those of you who are new here, ask fellow chatters what that means. What that means is that we are the only place on Twitch where we found a loophole that can basically make gambling legal. And we basically do roulettes. But it's ethical, it supports the show, and it's very fun. And it's funny, and nobody gets hurt except the streamer's financial stability, which is very funny. So thank you, Gusus. Thank you, Kriltacular, for the gifting. Thank you, Kami Pink Hawks, for 2 months. Hi, friends, I'm sick. So here's some money. Thank you very much. Chief Supreme, what's up, baby? The 15 months. Thank you very much. But now I have Adrian is online. So how does this work? Adrian is online. Anybody that gifts over 5 subs can Gamba or not Gamba. If you Gamba, by the way, you cannot Gamba. Please don't. That's on you. I cannot check. But if your subscriptions cost under $4, please don't do that. Then you're actually going to financially ruin me. Double or nothing if it lands on 7. So I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to do it because I love Adrian, okay? Usually, the other guy says even or odd. We spin. If it lands on 0, you lose automatically. If it lands on what you said, you win. What does winning mean? I spend my own money and I buy the exact same number of subs that you've gifted. But you can come to me with crazy suggestions. Like this one, where Adrian says double or nothing if it hits 7. I'm willing to take that bet. Would you take that bet, chat? I think that's a good bet. Let's take that bet. Adrian, if it hits 7, I have to buy 20 gift subs, and I will hate you forever. But you're not that lucky. And we spin. That's a good bet, right? Well, thank Jesus. That would have been awkward as shit. Thank you for trying, Adrian. But unfortunately, you have not doubled your subscription. Steez, thank you for the gifty. Thank you very, 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 very much. There you go. This is how it works. If you want to participate for the rest of the stream, you drop more than 5 subs or 5 subs, and you tell me Gamba, and then we Gamba. You can still gift subs without gambling if it's against your belief system, even though I am only ironically calling this gambling. This is not gambling. This is a nice subscription game that we've invented. But we like calling it gambling because it sounds edgier, and we're like all edgy and stuff. And we're like, ooh, oh, it's gambling on Twitch. It's so funny. We're like kick, but actually based. Oh, it's like a thing. It's a whole vibe. You wouldn't get it.
Fed inflation, disrupted supply chains, and weakened already fragile growth. Europe resisted the temptation. It absorbed the pressure, avoided escalation, and bought time. That restraint prevented a downward global spiral. Then, last
Wonderful,
week,
a new
Europe
child
acted.
soldier,
After
subscriber.
25 years of
Thank you, Joe
stalled
Wan.
negotiations,
Thank you very kindly.
EU countries approved a sweeping trade agreement with Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay. EU
This is my president, Chad. I'm so cooked. What has Argentina given us? It has given us Bed Empanada and Javier Milei, the two opposites of the political spectrum in all of its most radical forms. 1 minute left of the hype train. You can GAMBA and save the hype train. It's a win-win.
countries approved a sweeping
And Messi,
trade
sorry, Messi. Yes, yes.
agreement with
Wonderful, a
Brazil,
new child
Argentina,
soldier.
Thank you, Mary
Paraguay, and
Jane.
Uruguay.
Thank you very much.
If ratified, it will create one of the world's largest free trade zones by population, more than 700 million people.
Jesus, that's
Nor is the
that is not analysis. Oh my God. This is like a freshman in political science.
Wonderful, a new
It's a
child
very large
soldier.
number of people
Subscriber.
that they can potentially do trade with. They've already done it. This is just ratification of additional contracts. A much bigger news is Canada literally going to China
Wonderful, a
and
new
saying
child
this is the
soldier.
beginning of
I
a
mean,
new world
subscriber.
order. We are going to redefine our relationship to you. Also, you can now start selling Chinese cars in Canada. Can you please let us have some jobs where we can also build
Wonderful, a new
Chinese
child soldier.
cars
I mean,
in Canada?
subscriber.
How the turns have tabled on the Pope who is shitting on the bear in the woods, okay? The North American continent was
Wonderful, a
built
new child soldier.
on
I mean,
outsourcing
subscriber.
cheap labor to China and other Asian countries. And now they are politely asking China
Wonderful,
to
a new child
outsource
soldier. I mean,
back
subscriber.
into Canada and North America in general. If I didn't believe in God, I would start believing in him now. And I would think that God is very motherfucking Chinese. I'm just saying that come on, it's pretty poetic. It's pretty poetic. Mary Jane, you fucking legend. Thank you for the $5 as always for the taxes. And thank you very much, Pulitzer. Do you guys for the 5 as well? Mary Jane and Pulitzer, do you want a gamba? Mary Jane wants the gamba on odd. Mary Jane spins on odd with 5 gift subs. Will Mary Jane double or will Mary Jane not double? Let us see. Let us see. A son of a
Wonderful, a
bitch.
new child
Can already
soldier.
see you
I
will
mean,
double. Oh,
subscriber.
motherfucker. Mary Jane wins. Unfortunately, you piece of fucking shit. No, but did they say that? Unfortunately, you piece of fucking shit. Oh, wait, just said it again.
Wonderful, a new
I'm
child
sorry. I
soldier.
don't
mean,
think you're a piece of
subscriber.
shit. Here we go. You have won 5 additional gift subs, and the streamer has lost money, which is always funny. Now we go to Pulitzer. Pulitzer, will you win a Pulitzer in gambling? Do you want to spin that wheel or do you not want to spin that wheel? Both options are perfectly legitimate, but one is arguably more evil and more degenerate than the other. You will have 15 seconds to say Gamba or no. Der Pulitzer says no Gamba because Der Pulitzer is a
Wonderful,
sweetheart,
a new child
and I love
soldier.
Der
I mean,
Pulitzer. Thank you very
subscriber.
much. Thank you very, very much. Also, thank you to Monique. Oh, what's up, Monique? Nice to see you. And Axel. And Axel, thank you. Thank you both for your many, 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 many
Wonderful,
months
a new
of
child soldier.
subscribera.
I mean, subscriber.
Okay. Thank you, Jacqueline, for the gifty. Let's continue.
outreach to Latin America an isolated move. In recent weeks, Brussels and
Wonderful, a new
Beijing
child
have signaled
soldier.
that
I
they've
mean,
resolved a
subscriber.
fresh set of trade frictions that had threatened to turn into a broader confrontation over EV subsidies and market access. Europe remains wary of China's industrial
Wonderful, a
policies
new child
and
soldier.
its
I mean,
political system,
subscriber.
but the EU now views China as a necessary partner. At the
It's wary of it.
same time, Europe has accelerated its
There are brown shirts on the streets
Wonderful, a
of the
new child
United
soldier.
States
I mean,
of America.
subscriber.
During the entirety of the Hong Kong protests in China, how many people died?
Wonderful, a new child soldier. I mean, subscriber.
outreach to
I
Southeast Asia.
Thank you,
The
Jacqueline.
EU now has trade agreements in
Thank you,
force
Joko.
with Singapore, and Vietnam has concluded
Jacqueline
Wonderful,
gifted
a new child soldier. I mean,
a
subscriber.
to Hasanabi. That's fucking hilarious.
negotiations with Indonesia and is pushing ahead with talks across the region. The region, by the way, is already the EU's third largest
Wonderful, a
trading
new
partner
child
outside
soldier,
Europe.
I mean subscriber.
This instinct to diversify is spreading far beyond Europe. Consider Canada. For 3 decades, Ottawa made a clear strategic bet that its future lay in ever deeper integration with the United States, economically, diplomatically, politically. More than 75% of Canadian goods exports flowed south in 2024. It was one of the most successful integration stories of the post-Cold War era. That trust has now been shattered. Trump's tariffs, threats to reopen trade agreements, and bizarre declarations about annexing Canada have forced a rethink. Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has responded by openly seeking distance from Washington. Arriving in Beijing this week, Canada's Foreign Minister, Anita Anand, put it bluntly. It is necessary for us to diversify
I think this is old, even though it's been published 3 hours ago, dude.
our trading partners and to grow non-U.S. trade by at least 50% over the next 10 years. That is not hate.
Do we support China in here, chat? You're new. Welcome in, you guy. Do we support? Do we support? Do we support?
It is a strategic reversal. China's trade data reveal that the world is not de-risking from Beijing, but from Washington.
Wonderful, a new child
Despite
soldier,
sharply reduced
subscriber.
exports to the U.S.,
Thank you, Alex
China's
Ophelia,
overall
for the 9
exports
months.
continue to rise. Its trade surplus surged to nearly $1.2 trillion in 2025 as shipments to Latin America, Africa, Europe, and much of Asia
Canada Dangism arc does the great cultural leap. Canada does a cultural revolution. All degenerate American petit bourgeois aspirations must be cleansed from this land so that we can come closer to our Chinese brothers and eventually unify. The leaf and the dragon shall become one, and we shall rise above the dirty, decrepit, and diseased eagle.
expanded rapidly.
All Canada's cultural revolution, all McDonald's will be detonated in the next 24 hours. We are advising all comrades of the Canadian Cultural Liberation
Wonderful, a
Movement
new
to
child
vacate
soldier,
all
I mean
McDonald's
subscriber.
premises. All those places will be replaced by doner places and taco places, okay, and Chinese fast food places. Do you understand me? there will be no food. Anyone harboring Burger King employees will be punished with public humiliation. They will be put on public display where other comrades can come and criticize them about being class traitors who worked towards the development of degenerate Western petit bourgeois cultural aspirations. Cyberpunkusi, you fucking legend. Do you want a gamba? Cyberpunkusi. That's such a good name, dude. Thank you for the 5, though. Thank you very much for the 5. Do you want to try odd? You want a gamba. Okay. Cyberpunkusi puts 5 on the table and spins. Odd or even, odd or even, odd or even. Ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, get ready. Cyberpunkusi. Oh my God, no. Jesus, that's so close. Cyberpunkusi, unfortunately loses. Thank you, Cyberpunkusi. You were very close. This was absurdly close. Here, so I'm not cheating. You can see. You can see, right? Right here. Right here. Unfortunately, that was what happened. Thank you for playing, though. I mean, I've been kind of winning. Maybe you guys can prove that I am, I suck, Prove that I suck. Gamba. Make that wheel spin. Like, punish me. I don't know. Do a 30 gift sub spin.
Wonderful, a new
Do something
child
crazy.
soldier, subscriber.
Thank you, Irate Lump. Thank you for the 15 months. Nice to see you.
Tariffs did not wall China off from the world. They encouraged many countries to keep trading with Beijing. Public opinion reflects this shift. A major new poll by
1K Andy. Every Sunday I'm a 1K Andy, eh? Haven't you noticed, Kabashi, man? Now we only need to be a 1K Andy on the 3 other days. Okay, Sunday we're 1K Andy. Now we need to be, they stream 4 times a week. Now we need to be a 1K Andy the other 3 times, and then I'll start streaming 5 times a week. And my future wife will refuse to marry me.
The European Council on Foreign Relations finds that in key emerging powers, India, Brazil, South Africa, the share of respondents who would prefer their country join an American-led bloc rather than a Chinese one dropped by between 15 and 19 percentage points in just 2 years. Among 10 European countries, only 16% now describe America as an ally. A majority still consider the U.S. a key partner, even as views of China remain mixed rather than warm. As Singapore's...
You know what's happening in the UK right now? Literally, what was it? London Embassy. Look at what's happening in the UK. This is so funny. Like, the British don't have any other problems. They don't have any other problems. Or is it?
Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
Jesus, why is this so... There's nothing. Look at this.
Mega Embassy!
Why is there no coverage?
In the heart of...
Look at what the Brits are doing. Look at what the Brits are doing.
In the heart of central London, beside World Heritage sites...
Yo. Fourth girl, fifth taxpayer of the day. Thank you very much, Fourth. It is a pleasure to have you here, my beautiful taxpayer. Now tell me, do you want to potentially financially ruin me by gambling, or do you not? But yes, in Britain, they're protesting a Chinese embassy. Yes, you heard that right. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. This is your first 20. Thank you. Welcome to the community, Fulf. Have fun with my 20 gifts. You don't wanna gamba them? You're so based. Thank you, Fulf. Very kind of you. Thank you very much, Fulf. No, people like Fulf are based. That's great. Thank you, Anon, for the 5 as well. Who I can't gamba because, I have to trust you that that's you. But yeah, look at what the Brits are doing. I'm going to leave this without commentary because the Brits still thinking they are relevant is hilarious. But the Chinese are kind of showing them as relevant by trying to build the biggest embassy in Europe in London. Why are you building the biggest embassy in Europe in London? Unironically do it in Serbia or Hungary or something. More neutral countries. Literally as a flex. Do it in Warsaw, dude. Why are you doing it in London? You're giving them further... you're giving in to the English sense of self-importance, which they low-key don't have. Gamba, we want to gamba them? Wait, what? Fourth girls wants to gamba. You do want a gamba. Okay, you do want a gamba. On odd. But Fourth, tell me, were you going to gamba in the beginning or did somebody force you into gambaing? Because I'm about to start fucking losing my mind. Okay, Fourth gambles 20 on odd. Jesus Christ, I'm going to get a heart attack. We spin. I don't even want to look. Oh, pray. Okay, thank you, God. Oh! Congratulations to me and not to Fulf. Nice try. Try again. Woo, yeah! Jokes aside, thank you, Fulf, for participating. That was very kind of you. Today I'm on a streak, man. Maybe somebody can break my streak. I don't know. Isn't 10 an odd number? 10 is odd. That is funny.
And
they actually cheated me once. Chat gaslit me into the opposite.
financial district sit perhaps the most controversial buildings in Britain right now. This is the Old Royal Mint. It's now owned by China, which wants to turn the 2-hectare site into what many here are calling a mega embassy. Beijing bought the mint in 2018.
When Americans build massive embassies, it's just embassies. But when the Chinese build an embassy, it's a mega embassy. Yeah, botti pasmatere.
Mystery, intrigue, and rumours of spying.
It's
Mystery.
a fucking embassy. They're built. Oh. Yes. They will have spies in the embassy. Yes. They will spy on people in the embassy. It's like 80% of what an embassy does. Always has. What in the mother of Jesus? Mega communist sub. Thank you very much, Kamarad Eric. Embusi.
Wonderful. A new
No,
child
don't give my
soldier. I mean,
embusi to the
subscriber.
Chinese. Okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. We'll just listen to this. Just listen to what the Brits are like. They have so many problems. This is this is what they're like. The conservatives and the reform guys are unified on.
Intrigue and rumours of spying. Behind high fences, just what lies beneath. It's all starting to sound like a Netflix espionage thriller, but this drama
Guys that are not from the States. Have you guys ever seen the American embassy you have in your
Wonderful. A new
country?
child soldier.
It's
I
a
mean,
base.
subscriber.
In 100% of all countries, it's a base, right? And that's like, okay, that's what an embassy is. Like, I'm not even going to like shit talk that. Every country tries to make it a base. America has a lot of money, so they make them into really big bases. But when China does it, it's an embassy. Z Reslon, thank you very much for your taxes, my friend. Thank you very, very much. I want to gamba on even. Okay, my friend. Reslon spins on even for 5 gift subs. And Reslon, tudum. Dude, I'm very lucky today. It's going to hit 6. No, it is going to hit 6. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Congratulations, Reslon. You have gifted the community an additional $5. Good for you. Bad for me. That's the point. That's why it's ethical gambling, because you get to...
Wonderful. A new child soldier.
Spoke
I
too
mean,
soon,
subscriber.
mofo. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I'm a dumb fuck. I'm a doomy fuki.
is real. The former Royal Mint site next to the Tower of London is where China wants to build its so-called super embassy. If approved, it would be the largest in Europe.
Oh no, not the big embassy.
Not if they can help it. Today, hundreds protested outside the proposed embassy.
We should absolutely concern about their human rights record and their track record and how they use this diplomatic tool as, you know, a spy hub survey on British people here in the UK.
The Chinese mega.
Yes, it's an embassy. That's what every embassy does. We can lie to ourselves that it doesn't, but no, every embassy fucking uses it as a neutral territory from which they send out their fucking spies and shit to do stuff around the country.
Embassy is a threat to our.
Oh, man.
Wonderful. A new child soldier. I mean, subscriber.
Thank you, Shire. And welcome to the community, baby. Thank you very much for your first month.
National security.
It's heartbreaking to see that the Chinese influence.
Oh, this guy! Hey! I haven't seen this guy in so long.
Child soldier. I mean, subscriber.
Oh.
Is now reaching its hands.
I don't think he's even on Twitter anymore.
Over to the UK.
What's the danger, do you think?
Your safety. Your safety. Your safety as British citizens.
Reportedly, there are plans for a secret basement here with more than 200 underground rooms which run alongside sensitive cables to the financial centres, enough to unsettle a city already alert to espionage and interference.
It is wrong for this super embassy to be built here on this site.
Britain, you are literally a dead swamp empire. And what are they doing? Bro, like, what the fuck, dude? We can't have them fucking Chinese building no goddamn big embassies in my fucking front yard, bro.
It's understood that MI5 have already signed off the plans, and security
Wait.
experts. It's understood.
The CCP is coming. MI5 warned, Labor kneeled. Not bad, but I thought when you get money from the fucking feds, like you can get more expensive looking banners, dude.
Third, the MI5 have already signed off the plans, and security
They're gonna
experts say
send out
any
the COVID
secrecy
from
isn't
the
an
embassy.
uncommon part of the diplomatic
Embassy.
game. However, this former foreign secretary thinks it could be a dangerous move.
And don't forget that in Manchester, in the consulate there, they actually dragged a protester onto their ground and beat them up. Nothing ever happened to them. Nothing. The government was weak.
I mean, MI5, it's understood, have signed this off. Do you know better than MI5 in terms of
No,
security?
we know many people in MI5 who go, no, 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 no. Okay? When government asks MI5 to say something nice, well, we can cope with this. Really?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
A spokesperson for the Chinese embassy strongly condemned what they called the despicable
Look, they painted him as a little dog pig. Oh, he's a little dog. Good God, oh, it's so funny.
laundering by anti-China elements. While the government say it's taking everything
No to China's mega embassy.
into consideration before its final decision.
No embassy here. No embassy here, bro.
But Beijing's patience has been wearing thin. Last year, China warned of consequences amid an escalating row over its delayed application. And in what could be a headache for the government, its own Labour MPs are opposing the plans.
I am in no doubt that this mega embassy should not be allowed to go ahead.
My constituency, Stratford and Bow, is home to one of the largest Hong Konger populations in our country.
Hong Konger! Hong Konger! I'm a Hong Konger! What's your ethnicity, bro? I'm a Hong Konger. You caught me at a very Hong Konger era of my life. Hong Kongers. Mršu pičku mater, Hong Konger. Šumadinkar, jebem ti mater, Hong Konger. Oh, I'm a Wisconsin.
Go ahead. My constituency, Stratford and Bow, is home to one of the largest Hong Konger populations in our country. They tell me how scared this proposed Chinese mega embassy is in our neighbouring
She
constituency.
almost said embassy and she had to correct herself. No, we have to say the scary one, the mega embassy. Say the scary one.
In East London.
But this is no ordinary planning row.
China backs war and Britain pays. Ukraine today and Taiwan tomorrow. Higher bill. China caused the Ukraine war, okay. Higher bills forever. No China super embassy for a regime that wrecks our economy. China doesn't invest in Britain. Yes, famously, only countries that heavily invest in your country get to open an embassy. You know that there is an Albanian embassy
Wonderful.
in Serbia
A
and
new
there's a
child
Serbian
soldier.
embassy
I
in
mean,
Albania.
subscriber.
Two countries that famously really love investing in each other. Actually, jokes aside, they trade like crazy. Capitalism really do be post hatred. Thank you, Fata Cheetah, for the 8 months. Thank you very much. Very, very much.
The devil's in the detail. It's about
This goes so hard. This goes so hard. I know it's AI. I do not care. This goes so hard. Wait, can somebody give me the oh my god, the rock version of the Internationale? The Chinese rock version of the Internationale that Mike plays all the time. Oh, I found it. Wait. These are British libs, right? And Chinese libs. And Chinese Hong Konger. Hong Konger, bro. Hong Kongers. We love the British boot. Please more British boot in my mouth. love being a colonial subject. Please, please, I want to be colonial subjects. I don't want to speak Chinese. I want to speak English. Yes, Chinese libs and British libs. Both equally bad because they're lib. Man must be judged not according to the color of their skin, but according to the level of lib they are. Oh, bro, I see no color, bro. I only see the level of lib you have. You guys on 1K? I am every Sunday. I'm 1K. Every Sunday I'm a 1K Andy. Every time I hear UK hogs complain, all I think of is this vid. Hit me by those classics. I consent. We didn't realize how good we had it. Tesco value shower gel. What? What the fuck?
Pence, it'd be fucking worth it. 4p for curry sauce. For 40 pence, you could feed half of fucking Bangladesh. When was the exact time supermarkets turned into such robbing bastards? 78 pence for 6 cans of value cola. It'd be worth getting for when the brats from next door come over so you can drink the good shit and give them this crap. 49p for a Tesco ham sandwich. Perfect for kids' packed lunches. The good thing is if you put these in the kids' lunch boxes, you can expect them to come straight back home the next night. And you can play this game for 3 full days before the sandwich goes out of date. I've done it. 37 pence for a full loaf of bread. We didn't know how good we fucking had it. I once had a loaf of bread from Tesco's and it had an entire fucking rat in the middle that had eaten the whole middle of the bread. I took it back and Sheila on customer services told me to fuck off.
I haven't opened iFunny in so long. Wait, does 9gag still exist? Sorry, I'm having ADHD brain. 9gag. Is 9gag a thing still? My God, 9gag is a thing? It's like Reddit or something? This is the money cat. Like this, and in the next 24 hours, you will receive money. Oh, no. Oh, dead internet theory. Proof that Nigeria is a safe country. They're doing the thing, but it's gonna disappear. Yes. Okay, what are we calling this body type in 2026? In Czechia, we call it cisterna. This is like, is it permanently stuck in like 2013? It's just screenshots from other places. And it's AI slop. Oh wow, it's so sad. I mean, I always thought that 9gag was low-key shit, but still. Anyways, back to Hong Kongers protesting.
About power, security and money. The relationship with China is worth billions.
I painted him as a Wojak. No, you are weak. I painted him as a giant devil. No, you are weak. I painted him kissing the other president man.
To the UK economy. And in the age of Trump and tariffs, Western governments are frequently turning to Beijing. Welcome. Take Mark Carney.
But yes, that's what I wanted to show you, Chad. This is what the British are doing.
First they said he...
That is what the British are doing. Lord.
Former Foreign Minister George...
We're going back to Fareed's lukewarm takes. I love watching him because he's like the ultimate normie that was just given a platform for some fucking reason. And he just like, his whole like Fareed's take thing is he sits there and he just says like what every normal person thinks.
Joe put it recently, Trump is fast forwarding the future.
And professionally wrong, yeah.
Towards multipolarism. What is at stake here is not America's image, but its future power. China is methodically building one of the most resilient economic ecosystems in modern history, dominating critical mineral processing, achieving scale in batteries and electric vehicles, and diversifying export markets to withstand shocks, sanctions, and tariffs. the only credible U.S. response is not tariffs.
Let's here in Ugopnik Twitch, we preach, that poverty is a disease that needs to be rooted out, as every normal human being should. But that even while living in capitalism, you should do your best and maneuver your way through said capitalism into a life that is relatively financially stable, while putting in the least amount of effort possible, and of course without exploiting the labor of others, which would render you into a capitalist. So unironically, I know there's a lot of smart people in chat. I know there's a lot of even stock traders in chat, and shit, and some rich people in chat. What's the unironic? Let's put our capitalist hats on for a second. Give me ideas on how somebody could capitalize on China's obvious meteoric rise. How can some chatters make some extra money, or maybe even make it into a career, where they not bet, but where they in a timely manner get in early on stuff that will become quite profitable due to China's rise. Sick money in Chinese ETFs. Not a bad idea. The easiest way to invest in the whole Chinese stock market is to invest in a broad market index. This can be done at low cost by using ETFs. On the Chinese stock market, you'll find 14 indices which are tracked by ETFs. So yeah, why not fucking ETF that shit? I might actually do that. Move to China. That's a great option. Learn Chinese. I will force my children to learn Chinese. I'm not even kidding. I already found them a teacher. Is it hard to buy Chinese ETFs? I have my 401k or whatever the fuck you call it. It's not called like that here, but I invest a modest amount of my monthly income into the platform, and I put 30% of it to invest in rising markets. In the beginning, they told me put in 10. I'm like, no, let's put. I want to literally put 70% in rising markets, which is pretty much China, right? In India, I think, but mostly in China. And they told me that it's impossible. They don't let you put more, a bigger chunk of your money in rising markets because of some regulation. It's like, what you're telling me, it's illegal for me to invest in China, basically. It's crazy. Foreigner, it would be hard to invest, but there are general rising markets. Any platforms that you know, anything to help out other chatters, no joke. You can do it through a bank fund, but no, there has to be a digital platform where you could use it to maybe push your cash. Хем učlaniš u stranku, postaneš direktor, napraviš firmu, raspišeš tender, pobediš na svom tenderu, uzmeš Kineze za proizvođače i zadržiš višak, not in English because Balkan joke. Dobar si, brat.
Čvrsta ruka, batine I zatvori.
Here's an idea: create a custom fund for rising markets that doesn't limit people in the percentage they can invest. I don't think it's possible. I think the Chinese are going to block you because they are because the Chinese are protecting their own economy. They don't want just Westerners coming in, like non-nationals coming in and buying out the private section of their economy as wholesale, large-scale investors. Yo, Celticness, what's up, baby? Look at how HD I am, Celticness. Have you ever seen me this HD? Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Everybody, please go and follow Celticness. Look at me, Celtic. Look at these focuses. Look. Refocus, camera. What are you doing? Look. It's crazy. Look. I'm a big deal now. I record in
Tvrsta
8K, 700 frames per second, 3D avatar printed thing. So thank you very much, man. Thank you for the rate as always. I need to pay you back, but we always miss the thing. Everybody, please give Celtics a follow if you want a brilliant Northern Slav, as I like to joke. And Comrade, check them out. Let's continue.
Which over the past...
But yeah, somebody low-key tell me, how do you invest in Chinese ETFs? I mean, in China through ETFs.
Have coincided with declining manufacturing employment, but ecosystem building of our own.
Speaking of investments, it is hour 3. Invest in this show. Maybe GAMBA a little bit. Make that line spin, okay? We're like China. We believe in one country, two systems. From time to time, you can have a little bit of capitalism, the Chinese say. We say you can have a little bit of degeneracy. Everybody that buys more than 5 gift subs during GAMBA time, that you have earned, by the way, can spin the wheel. And if they guess odd or even properly, they will punish the streamer himself, who will have to spend their own money to buy the same number of gifts that you bought and then donate them to chat. Support the show, make the thingy spin, and have some fun is what I say, because it is a Sunday.
The U.S. still has an extraordinary advantage, a vast network of allies and partners that together control most of the world's advanced technology, capital, skill, labor, and consumer demand. In theory, that coalition could source critical materials from friendly countries, spread manufacturing across trusted partners, share research, and anchor markets that remain open and predictable. In practice, America has squandered much of that advantage by treating allies as transactional customers, weaponizing tariffs against them, and turning long-standing commitments into shakedowns.
But this is not a choice. This is what happens organically in later and more unstable periods of a particular country's trajectory through a particular system. That's it. The other people's money ran out. And there is also a rising opposition to your unipolarity. There is no rising opposition to American security. The Chinese do not want to bomb Washington. The only thing that the Chinese are a threat to is American dominance. You understand what I'm saying here? You don't have to like the People's Republic of China. I respect the disagreement we might have there. I genuinely do. But believing that the rise of China is an existential threat for the United States of America makes you into a stupid-ass fucking shill for empire, okay? It is an existential threat to America being an imperialist power, of America doing gangster shit wherever it fucking wants to. That it is a threat to, yes. But shouldn't you like that, even if you dislike China as a leftist? Shouldn't you like that? Shouldn't you like that? It's a very serious question. Shouldn't you like that? Enemy of my enemy is my friend type of shit. That's why I don't think like supporting China, supporting the death of unipolarity is like a pro-China take. It's an anti-imperialist take. Can we potentially be completely betrayed by the PRC at some point where they simply replace the current empire? I do not believe it is likely because of the difference in systems. Is it possible, though? Sure. But right now, I have the enemy in front of me. If I start thinking about what happens the day after, the day after, and the day after, I will have to live for 1,000 years. As an American, this empire must fall so the rest of the world can breathe. Yeah. And that does not mean, we'd like to joke around, complete American balkanization, American Civil War, boogaloo, who is going to go crazy. We fuck around with that, but of course I don't want like a billion Americans to die. Like, of course not. When we say we need empire to die, we mean America's ability to be empire globally. That's what we mean. You can have your burgers in whatever the fuck and just chill over there. We just don't want you to have the ability to shove those burgers into our mouth and tell us this is the way you're going to live now. I don't think that's a lot. That's asking a lot. I don't think that's asking a lot. I really don't think that's asking a lot.
Washington has encouraged others to hedge. Most extraordinarily, the U.S. is no longer the trendsetter. It is retreating to protectionism and nationalism, while the world is searching for more trade and cooperation. For decades, the global order was built on an American platform. Trade flowed through U.S.-designed institutions. Security rested on U.S. guarantees. Crises were managed, for better or worse, by Washington. The global agenda was set in America.
And that, Fareed, my dear motherfucking friend, is bad. And it could never have lasted forever. It could have never lasted forever. Damn, I'm dropping some true wisdoms today. Support the show. Gamba, gamba, gamba. Make number go up. Come on, chat. Make number go up. Only there's 1,000 of you here, and only 5 Westerners have paid their taxes. That's crazy. You can pay your taxes, and you can potentially spend for them and double them. That is a deal. You get nowhere else.
That platform still exists, but the world is no longer building on it. It is building around it. President Trump announced additional 10% tariffs going to 25% on imports from several of America's closest allies, including the UK, France, and Germany. The move is part of his increasingly serious effort to pressure Denmark to give up the semi-autonomous territory.
No, my friend, I counted you as developing world taxes. 10 gift subs is first world, quote unquote, majority ethnicity. 10 gift subs is first world minority, and 5 is developing world. Thank you, Abydos Inc., for your first 2 gifties. Thank you very much, my friend.
Of Greenland. For more, I'm joined by 2 former top State Department officials. Richard Haas is the President Emeritus of the Council on Foreign Relations, served as Policy Planning Director under President George W. Bush. Anne Marie Slaughter is the CEO of the think tank New America. She held the same job at the Obama State Department. Richard, this strikes me as perhaps the greatest crisis in transatlantic relations, because I mean, you have
transatlantic relations. Read in unipolarity and empire. Yes, Shadow K. What's up, baby? I haven't seen you in a second. Happy Sunday.
Member state, the
think
United
tank. Yeah, it's hilarious.
States, essentially threatening to annex territory from another NATO member state. Where does it go from here?
You know, Fareed, we talk about all sorts of difficult issues on your show, what to do about China, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia, Venezuela, what have you.
And
this is not a difficult issue.
And that is the problem. You see what you just said? It's not on you, bro. It's not on you, bruv. It's not on you, bruv. That's the point, bruv. Why am I saying bruv? I don't know.
Obviously, we want to have closer security and economic ties with Greenland, and I get it. That's why God invented diplomats. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, should simply be over there negotiating a mutually acceptable agreement. These tariffs, these threats, this mafia-like talk, you could be forgiven for thinking the United States wants to provoke a crisis with Europe. Europe has been the, shall we say, least favored part of the world for this administration since it took office almost a year ago. So the real question is whether the president backs down and we avoid, if you will, a crisis. But even if that happens, Fareed, let's be honest, a lot of damage is already baked into the cake. I think essentially this reinforces the European view that the United States is no longer a partner, can no longer be depended on, reinforces all the doubts that have emerged because of our policy towards Ukraine and Russia. Essentially, it's what you were just talking about in your opening statement. This is just going to flip the perception of the United States as an ally, a partner, someone to work with, and increasingly we're either someone to work around or even worse, work against.
Anne-Marie, when you look at this situation,
Correct, yes.
what do you think the Europeans should do?
Nothing can be done about this except massive global war. Okay? That's the only way you reset the deck of playing cards on the blackjack of geopolitics.
What are
and it's already very, very difficult.
their options?
I think it's time for the Europeans to actually fight fire with fire. Your column this week talks about how they have resisted a trade war, how they've pursued a strategy really of broadening their own trade agreements.
This is one rare thing about Americans, and I don't know I'm just in a really good mood today, and I'm giving compliments to Yanks. I'm trying to calm them down that we don't dislike them, we just dislike the fact that they can run around the planet and do imperialism and shit. But arguably only in Yankee land, okay, not only in Yankee land, but most other countries, if you say what this lady just said, everybody would call you a traitor immediately. And I understand that what this lady just said, probably 60% of Americans will call her a traitor, but there's still the 40 that will not. There's aspects of the American mind that I appreciate, that I do appreciate. A certain level of idguf, a certain level of, a certain lack of blind loyalty to your state's decisions. It's nice. They could compliment you, you American pieces of shit. They could compliment. It is nice. You can rarely see that anywhere else, You guys are the loudest anti-Americans out there. In speech, of course. You're not the loudest when it comes to picking up an RPG. The developing world is the loudest in their anti-Americanness in that manner. But you understand what I'm saying. But only when they are the hegemonic superpower, by the way. Yeah, probably. Maybe when they're not the hegemonic superpower, they're not going to be able to shit-talk their foreign policy. Too much glaze. Don't stroke their egos. Jesus, okay. I have created a monster that is out America badding me, okay? My career is creating tens of thousands of people that believe America bad. And now I say a single good thing about Americans, and you guys want to shoot me. Holy Mother of God, is this what the leadership of the original NKVD felt like?
I agree with that. At this point, I think they have to use what we call the bazooka, which is to impose 25% tariffs on the United States, maybe across the board.
Jesus, this is crazy. Sorry, but this only happens in Yankee land. It's kind of cool. The most American thing you can do is hate your own government. Hell yeah, brother. That is the type of American I can sit behind, brother. Give you my rakia, you give me your moonshine, brother.
Maybe only on the tech industry, but they have to act as a unified body, and they have to say enough. Otherwise, it just gets pushed and pushed and pushed, and that's exactly what the president is counting on. At this point, people laugh that he's the biggest force for European integration, and since Jean Monnet, this is NATO.
I like this lady.
And I agree with Richard. I think the damage here for NATO is probably lasting no matter what happens. But if Europe really wants to say,